Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. How are you doing out there? We are live here, 9:47, so I'm a little late to the party. However, we're going to get this party started. If you guys are new here, I'm Staar. I've been trading for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years this May. About 6 months ago, I went from being unprofitable to profitable. And I'm here to save you time, hopefully and prayerfully, and help you not lose as much money. Like we always say every beginning of our episode here, I am an autism mommy. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that I say will be financial advice. Is considered financial advice. It's all for informational and educational purposes only. All right. So with that being said, as you continue to watch the program, we will not be responsible for trades. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into these charts and see what we have going on for today. Yesterday, we were able to catch that sell down. I was driving my baby to speech therapy and the alerts went off, and I was able to make almost $200 in the charts on yesterday. So let's go ahead and look at what we are doing. And that was off of MNQ. Asked me to mark up the NASDAQ. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for asking me to mark it up, because I marked it up and we were ready and able to execute on that. So I'm so thankful for that. So let's look at where we're at right here on the NASDAQ. Okay. I mean, on the Dow Jones. Yesterday, we had this break of structure to the downside. Okay. We came back up here and found support and to retest these higher areas up here. And it very well could come back up here to this 48,206 to test these areas up here. We are not getting the drop down. So we okay, down here for the sell. I have the TP at 47,666, the same as yesterday. And all we did yesterday is we broke out of our box here and we've been consolidating all in this area. Okay. So as of yesterday, this was our higher. This became our like inside of the consolidational area. This was our pivot point here. Then we made a higher low, and then we made even a higher high. Okay. So that would make you think that it wants to make another higher high. So it very well could possibly make another higher high somewhere to come up and retest this high here up at the 88%. So that's what we're looking for. Exactly what we're looking for. We need this low to be taken out so that we know that we are going to go lower. Okay. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And on the last 15-minute candle, the only thing that it did is it tested this area. Remember, as I've been training you guys, when I draw my boxes up, there's support and resistance at the what? The bottom of the box, the middle of the box, and the top of the box. Okay. So it came back down here to test this bottom of the top of this box, and it used it as support. Okay, it used it as support, and it's buying up from there. So we will see how these candles close, but that's what we're looking at on the. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I was like, I'm not even morning. All right. And let's go ahead and look at MNQ. Let's look at MNQ. We didn't look at that in Q. And see what we have on MNQ. All right. MNQ, what did we have? We have not hit negative 27 yet. Little sale that pushed down, and I got out around here. Made almost $200. Okay. So That was cool to make that because me and my family, when we eat out, we spend about 150 bucks every time. So that was cool. So now what we're going to look at is our internal structure, our last high here, and this is our low. We're going to be waiting for something to get taken out. Are we going to take out this high, and that's going to let us know that we're going to buy back up and test this area? Or are we going to take out our low, which would be this low here, and let us know that we're going to sell down? Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. Draw a trend line and see. And everything that happens in between here, you guys, is consolidation. So the fib, even though we have our fib structure drawn and we know where we want to go at to the negative 27, remember, it's not a straight line, okay? It's just not a straight line. So that's what you have to remember when you're trading. That's why a lot of people lose so much money during consolidation, because the market spends so much of the time actually consolidating, okay? So right now, this has been our low here. This has been our internal low here, and that internal low has not been broken, okay? And this has been our internal high here, and then this is our external high at the top of the fib, all right? So what we're wanting to see is, are we going to get up here at the 25 to 20, or are we going to go ahead and get a sell down to this negative 27 here at the 838, and then to the 722. So that's where we're at. And either way, we're not really making any moves right now because the market hasn't really given us from. All right. Everything that we see right now is consolidation. It's our internal high. Okay. This is our internal low. And nothing has been broken. Only thing that's happened is it's consolidating in between. And I always say internal high because after our market has retraced and we draw the fib, everything that happens between that is inside of that fib structure, okay? So it's internal of the internal fib structure have not been broken, all right? So that's where we're at. So basically we're going to sit on our hands, okay? We're going to walk on our walking pad, get some miles in. We're going to have some devotions this morning, and we are going to pray that God bless us with a great and blessed and wonderful day on today. This is the day that the Lord has what? Made. I'm going to do what? Rejoice and be glad in it, okay? So we are rejoicing today. We thank God for a new day. Thank God for watching over us, blessing us, protecting us, keeping our families. Oh my goodness, we just thank God for loving us enough, blessing us, keeping us from all the hurt, harm, and danger, blessing our families as we travel to and fro. Okay, so that's where we're at. Always giving God the glory, the honor, and the praise, you guys. All right. So now what I'm going to do real quick, let's look at news. I'm going to share this tab because we have to look at news so we can see what's going on. So we're looking at news. You guys can see today is Thursday, April the 9th. Y'all see what's happening. We had a red folder at 8:30. Ooh, we core PCE price index. We had our final GDP. And it doesn't show me what the actual numbers are, so I'll have to look over there. And then orange folders, you guys. And 10 o'clock, we have final wholesale inventories, natural gas, 30-year bond auction. All that stuff happens between 10 and 1 p.m. And those are all yellow folders, so they should not have too much impact. And let's go back over here to M&Q. This is our mini NASDAQ. Okay, we got our mini NASDAQ. We're going to be bouncing between our mini NASDAQ. And because we're going to be bouncing between our mini NASDAQ and put alerts on here, I'm going to put an alert right here at the top of this internal structure. In order to put an alert, you just right click if you had an for a short-term buy up to the 220, okay? And if it breaks this internal low here, I'll be looking for some type of sell. So this is our range right here. Our range between where we're at and where we want to be is we're at 134. If we're going to, we would look for is up here, maybe to test this 220 area. If we're going to look for sales, we would be looking to sell down to our 27 at the 838. So that's where we're at on the MNQ. Okay, make sure you guys can still see me. We just put our alerts on. All right, that's where we're at on the MNQ. And let's mini Dow Jones. This is our internal. That would be a short-term buy, probably only up to like the two higher than 289, unless that structural point would be broken. And then this area would need to be broken here. If we're going to look for the sell down. And that's where we're at. So our charts are marked up. Now today, I think we're going to mark up gold. So we'll do that while. So if you are new and you want to see how I mark up my charts from scratch, this would be a great opportunity to watch, to learn how to mark up the charts. We're going to start with the monthly time frame and go all the way down to the 15 minutes. So that's always good training for your eyes. So definitely stick around, get some coffee, and let's go ahead and let me get my tennis shoes on, and then we're going to start walking and trading. All right. Walking and trading and praying. How about that? Some music going. Praise God for another day. Get us some music going. So remember, we broke structure for the sell on both of these pairs. What we're looking for is we're looking for some type of bearish back down, okay? You guys know I love to start off with Because He Lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow, guys. And life is worth living just because he lives. I love that. Because he lives. All right. So we're in here, just looking to see what we're going to get. Are we going to get that retracement back up to the top there? Are we going to get that retracement back up there and test that 48,206 area? The reason I say that area is because that area is the area where we have our 88% marked on the
So today we're going to focus on effective fundraising strategies and tactics in a new era. And I just want to set the stage a little bit and share that what we compiled today to share with you is in response to what many of you asked for in the first webinar. So at the end of the first webinar, we kind of asked you first, hey, you know, what recording in progress today is in response to that. So thank you all for sharing what you wanted to learn about, and we put that together today for you. So this does look like a long agenda, but we'll leave time for questions. So we're going to do a little warm up first, and then go into a little bit of a recap from last webinar on a few things, and then get into, you know, how do we really distinguish organization from other organizations, and then we're going to talk about how to grow unrestricted funds so you can be more flexible with. We're going to talk about AI and how to leverage that, and you know, not to be afraid of it or think like you can't, but realize that you can start using it and it can help you with fundraising. We're going to look at some sample script for conversations and touch on a few other topics, and then open it up for Q&A and wrap up. So a little bit about me, just for those of you who I haven't had the pleasure to work with yet in the From community. So I am a lifelong educator and advocate. I started my career teaching middle and high school English in Oakland, California. I love teaching. I love working with kids. But that experience really made me want to go
also on a webinar.
Try to address some of the systemic issues I saw. Not enough resources, inequitable resources. Doing fundraising in a few different, how I do fundraising in a few different ways, and I'm sure many of you can relate. So I think that whenever we do advocacy, that is the exact same skill set as fundraising. You are, you're pitching something and you're sharing about it in a compelling way. You're looking to find common ground and build interest, and you're asking good questions to engage them. And
Always learning, guys. I'm on a webinar for a nonprofit that I'm on. It's about effectively fundraising, okay? And they're going to be talking about some good stuff. So between that and this, we're going to be talking about some good stuff too, okay? I'm putting my shoes on. It looks like Gabriel's up. So see, this looks like it could have been the trend line from here. All right, guys, let's see where we're at. Let me get Gaby a yogurt before we get started here. So you guys can keep listening for your listening enjoyment because he lives this morning, okay? Let me get my baby some yogurt and some oatmeal so he can be taken care of.
Put simply,
All righty, guys. 10:18. Let's see if we're going to get any type of move here. So we are getting that bearish push that we were expecting. It came right up there to that trend line. Let's see what we're getting on M&Q. You guys see we're getting the bear. Okay. You guys can see we're getting that bearish activity. So we low here and then come back up, and then we'll get in for the sell down to the 838. That should be, let's see if we get that. Okay. We have our alert set up at both places, so we'll see. Everything that happens, we make sure Gabe has a drink, and then we're going to start walking. Abby, come get your food, please. Yogurt, oatmeal. Here. Coffee. Oatmeal. What you want? Whatever you want. All right, guys, we're getting that push. Getting that push here on the, what is this? The MNQ. It was good to us yesterday. Let's see. Because remember what we've got to pay attention to: a test and a break. Remember, I taught you guys that. We've been going through that. A test and a break. What's the difference between a test and a break? So let's see if we're going to get this break through. And then we'll be waiting for it to give us a retracement. So this will be our break of, and then we'll take it right back down like we did the other day. Okay. Let's see what's happening on the M on the. Let's see if we're getting the same thing here. So we're looking for a test and a break. What's the difference between a test and a break? I like to say a break, it breaks with what? What power? And when it tests that area, it just has a wick there, and then it buys right back up, okay? That means it still wants to be in the zone above. We're trying to get in the zone below. So we want to see if we're going to leave this zone up here, break through this down here, and come down here, okay? So we want to test down here, come back up, retest it, and then get in for our sell. So tying my shoes, we'll be walking till about 12:10, and I have a dentist appointment at 1:50. So we won't be on here for too much longer than 100 minutes after we take that first trade. But after we take after we get finished with that walk. But I hope you guys are doing great out there. Let me just run to the bathroom, tie my shoes, and we're getting ready to start our morning. Gabriel has all his food on the table, so he's good to go. So let's see what we're gonna get, guys. All right, guys. Let's see if we got anybody out there watching us this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. We have 3 people on. You guys, this is the day Lord has made. We're going to do what? Rejoice and be glad in it. We are waiting. I already have our markets marked up. Let's tell you what we are looking at this morning. On the MYM, which is Dow Jones, we're in a sell structure for the sale yesterday. The consolidate looking for, guys, is some type of bearish entry signal that says, hey, I want to go down from here. Our TP area is this 27,666, essentially 47,503. Okay, so these are areas where we want to get to on the mini Dow Jones. We are trading futures now. I like trading futures because I can actually put my Trade-Evade account right here in. I can put my trading account here, right here in the trading view panel. Okay, so that's that. And let's show you guys. So I did put alerts here at the internal low here at the 47,902. And then I also have an alert here. If it breaks for the buy, we'll be looking for 48,159 for a short-term buy. If it breaks for the low here, we'll be looking for the low to get broken here. Wait for it to retrace and get back in for a sell. Okay. We would prefer the sell because that's the market flow, because we haven't hit the TP on the sell fib yet. Okay. And then let's go to M&Q, which is the mini NASDAQ. Mini NASDAQ, we are approaching this break of structure area here. Okay. And we're getting that. Going to be looking for is it to break structure, and then we'll be looking for the retracement candle to come back up, retest the back of this trend line here, and for us to be able to get in for a sell to carry it on down. So that's where we're at with that. We have that marked up here at the 940, 45, 46 area. So let's see if we can get a beautiful push down from here. Okay. A beautiful push down, and then we'll wait for that retracement candle to come back up. All right, with that being said, it's 10:34. I'm going to stretch my arms. Did you guys see this? I'm over here talking. Did y'all get a break here at this internal low basement leg back up? All right. And everything that I'm discussing, guys, is in my book, Trading Made Simple for Everyday People. Okay. This is everything that I wish I would have had when I first started trading. A lot of the ways that you mark your charts up, a lot of the ways that you can tell the difference between a break and a test with the zones, how to draw your circles and trend lines is all in here. And so this is what we kind of are going through in the mornings when I'm on here trading with you live. All right. So while we're walking, we're about to walk for 100 minutes. We're going to mark up gold. A lot of people have been making a lot of money off of gold. I was watching Trades with Sai. I think he made $15 million off of one gold trade the other day, which is so amazing. I can't even imagine, $15 million in one trade. I think he was taking it in 2 accounts, but that is just so impressive. $500 is impressive when you could use $500. But can you imagine $15 million in one trade? Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. So that's awesome. And that's the power of trading and having money to leverage and being able to use large lot positions. But it doesn't start there. You got to start with where you're at, which might mean $1. It might mean 50 cents. Okay. Start with where you're at so that you can grow and build upon it. All right. So I'm getting ready to turn the walking pad on. We're going to start this walk. You guys hear it? And we're going to walk for 100 minutes like we do every morning. I try to do this Monday through Friday every morning. And what it has done for me, I think it's going to tone my thighs and my legs up. But what it's really doing for me is I didn't think I was going to enjoy walking on the walking pad or that it was going to be even giving me a workout. But it has been able to help me be able to multitask in a beautiful way because I'm going to be on these charts anyway. And I love that I can be doing something productive. So now we're working on building our financial house with learning to trade. We're working on building our fitness house. Okay. Our taking care of our physical bodies. Okay. And now we've added in our morning meditation journal. Okay. So now we can work on what? Being able to. This week, we talked about pleasing God. We talked about prospering in God. We talked about praising God. Yesterday, we were talking about praising God. So we talked about pleasing God, prospering in God, praising God. And today, we're talking about having faith in God. So if you guys have your Bibles, I feel like I'm at church. Turn with me now. 11:24. If you don't have your Bible, you guys can just grab my mom's meditation journal. It's called Appreciating God's Sunrises and Sunsets by Deborah Ann Bartlett. It's available on Amazon. Okay. But it's a wonderful devotional. And I love it because they're short, sweet, but right to the point. Gives you something to ponder on for the whole day. Sure, it's Mark 11:24. It says, have faith in God. Therefore, I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. Okay. The word is God has given us the ability to speak life into our circumstances. All forth the things that you're expecting from God by faith. You can trust and believe God always keeps his promises. Hallelujah. And so love this. Actually, on our Bible study last night that we have with our church and our pastor, he was talking about having neighbor's yard, dogs tied up. But this particular day, the pit bull was not tied up, okay? And the pit bull charged at him and started running real fast towards him. And his friend had to yell out of the house, "Don't run." Okay. And he said, it's him to not run away from the dog, not to run away from a growling, barking, slobbering pit bull that was running towards him. He said he said that's faith in God, because he said it took everything, his body, for him not to run, because that's our first instinct, right? When we're scared and we hear a dog or we see danger, we be running. Okay. He said it took everything for him not to run, to trust the words of his friend saying, "Don't run," because he knew if he ran, the dog was still going to catch him and he was going to get bit. Okay, because that's what the dog was trained to do. If somebody's running, get them and bite them, whatever, seize them. And so anyway, he gave that example, and I thought that was a great example of having faith. Okay. And that wasn't faith in God, that was his faith in his friend's word, knowing that his friend knew the dog better than he knew the dog, so he knew to tell him not to run. But it's the same thing. So what is God is telling you? Don't fear. Okay. Don't fear. God has said that in his word. Some people say it's in their word don't fear is in there over 365 times. Like, God is telling us to fear not over 365 times, like we need it every single day of the year, So God has given us the word, just the same in his word to us all, right? He's been telling us all something. He's been screaming it out. And then when he tells us, do we have faith in him to be able to move or not move, right? It might be to stand still, or it might be to take action, but do we have faith in whatever God has spoken into us? So I love what mommy said here. God has given us the ability to speak life into our circumstances. Are you speaking life into your circumstances, or are you speaking death into your circumstances? Are you keeping on saying, "Oh, this hurts and that hurts," or are you saying, "You know what? I'm feeling getting better every day"? My grandma, when we would say, how you doing? How your legs doing, Grandma? You know what Grandma would say? She never said, "Oh, they hurt. They just hurt so bad." You know what Grandma said? "They're moving. I'm moving." She kept speaking life into her circumstances, no matter what. Grandma said these legs are moving. Okay. She didn't care that I'm not saying she didn't care, and she might have been in a lot of pain, because she did have a symptom called stiff man, so I'm sure she was in a lot of excruciating pain from her joints and different things like that. But her word, whenever the devil tries to get the last say, she spoke back, "Nope, my legs are still moving. They're still moving." Okay. We say, "How you doing, Grandma?" She said, "You know what? It's all good." She said, "It's all good." So, that's the kind of faith we want to have. We want to be able to speak life into our circumstances. We want to be able to call forth the things that we're expecting from God. So whatever you are expecting from God, begin to call it forth. Begin to call your new life forth. Your financial blessings, call them forth. Tell God thank you in advance, and then you take action. If that's what the Lord told you to do, or you don't take action, he might have told you to sit still in some situations, just like our pastor was saying, he had to stand still, wouldn't seize him, but take action, because the Bible also says that faith without works is dead. So we have faith in God, but we also have to do the work that God gave us to do. What work can we do? Me and my husband were talking, and it's like, what have you put your hands to do? The woman that said, "I don't have anything, Lord. I have nothing in here. We're going to die." He said, "What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your house that you could use?" So we have to have faith in God, but we also have to do the work. So therefore, I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, whatever, Believe that you receive them and you will have them. And I love that. That means you don't have to wait for things to shift yourself. You guys know that sometimes I'll get up, I'll put on, let me tell y'all, I had just like blown an account or something. I did not care. I said, okay, I don't care if the evidence is there. I know what I am. I'm a marketing analyst, okay? And my mom, when it calls, it says, my daughter, the marketing analyst, okay? I'm a marketing analyst, guys. And it's not based off of the fact that I have made millions of dollars. I analyze this market every single day. I look, I'm a marketing analyst, okay? And I know that after a while, by and by, I'm going to be getting paid so much to be a marketing. Let me tell you this. When I identified myself as a marketing analyst, because there's a different, I started to think a little bit different. I started to dream a little bit bigger. I was like, wow, what would it feel like to be able to go do XYZ and it not even be a bother? What would it feel like to be able to go, you start dreaming bigger when you can have faith, okay? And things, the faith is the substance of things, what hope for, the evidence of things not seen. So when you can have that faith, you start dreaming a little bit bigger. You start dressing a little bit different, okay? How about that? Because you say, there's something new. There's something going on the inside of me, and I am going to step into this new reality. You don't have to stay the same. I don't care how old you are, where you are in your life. You can create a new reality, a new identity at any time, okay? So with that being said, that's our word for the day, having faith in God. I want you guys to ponder on that word and tell me, what do you think about when somebody tells you to have faith in God? How does that make you feel? Do you feel like people use it as a cliche? And also, I want you to think about, how are you applying God's word in your life today? Having faith in God. And I'll tell you, for me, with this trading, I have had to have faith in God, because I know God brought it into my life. I absolutely love it. But on my way from being, on my way to being profitable, 4 years of losing, 4 years of my money going bye-bye, 4 years of it. Okay. I had to have faith in God. I had to have faith in God. I had to have faith so I wouldn't quit. Okay. I had to have faith so I wouldn't quit. So I hope and pray that encourages somebody out there on, don't quit. Don't give up. All right. You guys, we can do this. Apply God's, how are you going to apply this God's word in your life today? Remember this, whatever things you ask when you pray, whatever things you ask, believe that you receive them and you will have them. Okay. So that's the word for today. And we'll be back again tomorrow for our word for tomorrow, and God willing. All right. So that's our meditation journal. Remember, you can pick that up off Amazon. Short, sweet, directly to the point, exactly what we need to be able to do every single day. Get that word in our hearts and know that we need to have faith in God. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Okay? So have faith in God. And then you have to have enough faith to do the work. Have enough faith to not quit. How about that? Because faith without works is dead. Okay? So there's lots of scriptures that talk about faith. And remember, just as much as we talk about the faith, we got to do the work. All right? And sometimes the work is moving forward, and sometimes the work is what? Is standing still. Just like he said, don't run. Okay. So sometimes that's the big faith. standing still, and sometimes that faith is running with all your might, giving up, not quitting. Okay, continue to run on and see what the end's going to be. All right, so that's our word for today, our devotions. I love our devotional time every single day that we get to have. Okay, it's a good time. We can talk about our faith, and we can talk about how good God is. We're doing some devotions, and we're looking at these charts. Now, you guys see these charts are just literally just consolidating. What's the difference between a test and a break? What's the difference? You guys see this long wick here, and you guys see it buying back up. So we have this area marked, but it didn't do what? It didn't break it. It just tested it, and it can test it as long as it wants to. We want to see what side it's going to come out on. Okay, what side are we going to come out on of consolidation on? Okay, are we going to break our internal structure to the top or our internal structure to the bottom? All right. And let me explain to you what this internal structure is so you guys can understand it. I want to make sure I show you guys that so clear, because this might be the one thing that helps you with your trading. So we were buying up. We had that big push up when President Trump said that he was gonna give 2 weeks to Iran with this war situation. So we had a big giant push up, okay? A big giant push up. And this big move, they call it a bullish flag, okay? They call this a bullish flag. Anytime the market is going up, they call that bullish. And when the market's going down, they call it bearish. So because we had this big push up, they call it a bullish flag. And this whole leg right here, this green, that pushed through all of that resistance, because this was a huge zone. It was a huge zone here that we have been stuck at for the past over a week. Okay, couldn't break it. And so this big push up is called a bullish flag. And all of this area here, this is called the flag pattern, okay? The flag is right here. This is the pole of the flag, and this is the flag right here, okay? Now, you guys can see on our way up, this is market structure. This is one of the 3 things that helped me go from unprofitable to profitable. On our way up with our bullish pole, we begin to start to form higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. And you guys see I put dots here. Higher high, higher low. This would have been a higher high. This would have been a higher low. Okay. Higher high. This would have been a higher low. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Then we kind of consolidated here. We couldn't really break. Higher low got broken. So that was when we knew the market had shifted from a buy to a sell on this time frame. This is a 15-minute time frame. So then what I did is I drew a fib from the top to the bottom, okay, which is from 25,258 all the way down to the 24,927 where it stopped. So now this is my structural point. This is my high and this is my low. And everything that happens in between here, these are going to be my internal structural points. So this was my retracement leg, which established this high right here. This retracement point right here established this internal high. Then we came back down and tested this area again, okay? Then we came back, internal high. This is our internal low. And everything that we've done now has stayed in between this internal high right here where I had that alert and this internal low. And so now what we're trying to see is when is this internal structure going to be broken so that we can go on to our TP. Now we have not yet explored back up here for our fib retracement, which it could come back up here to this 25,220. It could very well come back up here and retest this area. But right now we've kind of been just consolidating between this internal high and this internal low, okay? If this low gets broken, we'll be looking to take a sell. And if this high gets broken, we'll be looking to take a short-term buy, okay? We'll be looking to take a short-term buy. We have to be mindful that, guys, my thought process, and you guys know our TP is, and our TP here is the 722. So when we get that 62% retracement, which we had, we can look for the market to come down here to at least 24,722. But does the market move in the straight line? Somebody say no or no. Okay, it does not move in a straight line. So when you draw your first fib, and this confused me for years, I'm giving it to y'all right here for free on the YouTube. That's going to be your structure from point A to point B. But everything that happens in the middle of that fib is all of your internal highs and lows, okay? And those internal highs and lows, you have to pay attention to what's getting broken there, because if we are ready to go down or if we're going to go back up for more retracement. All right, so hopefully that will make some sense to you guys. That took me from being unprofitable to profitable, just learning these things and watching how the market respects it. So now we're going to go, let's look over here at the mini Dow Jones. This is NASDAQ. MNQ is NASDAQ on futures. And then let's go over here to the mini Dow Jones and let's see what happened over here. And you guys seen that I drew this trend line to connect this to this. We came up here, we respected the trend line, came back down, but it still did not break that internal low. Okay, so let me do it the same thing again that I did with the MNQ, because I want to make sure you guys get it. I'm going to try to teach you as much as I can, because the goal is to save you what? Save you time. You can get money back, but you can't get your time back. But time is so precious. You can't get no more time back, okay? So if I can save you some time, that's what I really would love to do. All right, so what is this called here? If you're still with me in the chat, who remembers what this is called? This is called a what? A bullish flag, okay? A bullish flag. And this green, this long green, candle after candle is called the pole. Okay, this is the pole of the flag. And then if you guys can see, this is considered to be the whole flag area. Flag area is going to look like a flag. Imagine the people, praise dancers with their flags. They got their flags and they're, oh, give thanks unto the Lord. Okay, they got their flags, okay? So when you're looking at that flag pattern, you got your higher high, your higher low. Then it made another higher high, higher low. Then it made another higher high, higher low. Then it made another higher high, higher low. Then it made a higher high, higher low. And then it made a higher high. It did not make a higher low. What did it make? This was our last higher low right here. So it made a higher, it made a lower low, okay? So now we have our high, we have our low, and this is our high of the structure, and this is our low. So our high is 48,259. Our low is 47,792. Everything that happens in the middle of this is going to be what? Consolidation. So our first leg down was our breakup structure leg. This first buy up was our internal structure, okay? So we had a buy up, little retracement back down, buy up, break. This was our high, our internal high, and this has been our internal low. Now, another thing I've talked to you guys about whenever we had our market breakup structure, I talked with you guys about how the top of the box serves as support and resistance depending on where you're located. So remember how we broke down here. We broke out the top of the box. When it came back, it's been retesting this zone right here. Retesting it, retesting it, retesting it, okay? So what we want to see is we want to see these lows get taken out before we get ready to enter the market. All right. Low right here at 47,889. And what I did is I put alerts on them. Okay. So the alerts will go off. So that's why whenever we're having our Bible study or whatever we're doing, the alerts will go off. And that will tell me, okay, Star, look at your charts because it could possibly be getting ready. But I need the alerts to go off 2 times. I need them to go off when it's breaking, and I need them to go off again when it's retesting. Okay. So that's that second time they go off is when you need to look at it, really. All right. But last night these alerts were going off in our sleep. Quentin was like, can you mute that thing? So the alerts were going off. Okay. But this is our internal high right here. This is as high as we got. We got as high as the 76% retracement. Okay. And our internal low, we got as low right here to the 23%. Talked about this. The market moves in 3 directions. It moves up and down, and then it goes side to side. And when it's moving side to side, that's called consolidation. And consolidation is really an area that you don't want to do too much trading in because this is the area where people lose the most of their money. So I'll break below here, wait for it to retest, give us that retest leg, and then I would take my entry to go on down. And like we have the TPs marked over here, our TP is 47,792 and 47. Well, that would be the first one, but 47,666, and then we have 47,503. Okay, that's what we have on our 15-minute time frame. Now, what we're going to do today, friends, while we're waiting for some action, is we're going to mark up QQQ. And this is going to be a lot of people are success with trading QQQ. And what is QQQ? That's gold, okay? QQQ is gold, and I'm going to confirm that. So let's look up. That's gold and futures, okay? No, it's not. That's not gold and futures. I'm sorry. That's that's Invesco. I'm talking about that's gold. Let me put in what is gold and futures. It's Q something. Hold on. What is gold and futures? What is gold and futures? I had it on my charts, but I haven't traded gold in a while. Gold and futures is what? All righty. It's G. Right. MGC. Okay. Not QQQ. QQQ is Invesco. MGC is gold. Okay. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to You guys can see my chart. Just want you guys to be able to see how I do it. So I'm waiting. Okay, so y'all can see the chart. I'm going to go up here to search, and we're going to look up MGC. All right, so here we are. Here's our gold futures. All right, so this is what we're going to mark it up from scratch. We're going to start at the higher time frame, and we are going to mark it up. And what we're going to do here, family, is I'm going to go over here to, I'm in my futures folder. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a symbol, okay? And I'm going to add this right here so that our gold will be right here, so we can look between the mini Dow Jones, the mini NASDAQ, and the mini gold, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start at the highest time frame. And you guys are going to see me use different colors. The colors that I use, you can see them on here. But if you guys want more information on how I mark my charts up, all the information is in my book. You can grab it right off of Amazon. But you'll see exactly what I do here today. I'm going to start off with the monthly time frame. You guys just follow along. And the way I explain this is, if you're a new person, the way I explain it is the monthly time frame is going to show you, it's going to create for you your establishing scene. Okay, so it's just like starting off a movie. Me and my mom love watching Hallmark movies, so we're Hallmark kind of girls. Okay, so if we were ready to watch a Hallmark love story of somebody that was going to be trying to save the ski lodge, okay, we want to save the ski lodge. What the first establishing scene, and that's what our monthly time frame is doing, it's going to say, oh my gosh, we are in the beautiful snow-capped mountains of Colorado, okay? So it's going to have pictures of mountains. It's going to have pictures of people on those little ski things that go across from one side to the other. I want to ride one of those. I don't necessarily want to go skiing. And you'll be able to see like an over aerial view. This is when they use their drone of every place where the scene is going to take place. You're not going to be able to really see too many faces yet, and you're not going to really be able to see any streets, but you will be able to see where you're at. Okay, and that's what the monthly time frame does. Okay, it's going to show you where are you and where have you been. And so we can see from 2019 to 2026 that we've gone up, up. Okay, no matter what, we're going up. You can see that gold has been on the rise. Okay, so you can look at that gold has been moving up. All right, and that's basically what you can see from gold. It's moved up. Okay, I will try to draw a trend line here. This is an area of support that I see from, and I'm not even, okay, this is an area of support that I see from what I can see, all right, from the monthly, all right. It's just been a steep rise up, all right. So now let's go down to the weekly. The weekly, getting a little bit closer in. You guys, you can see we had some support here and here. Okay. All right. So this is our weekly. All right. So this is our monthly trend line. This is our weekly trend line. We were up, down, up. Okay. And here, we broke through here. This was not a structural weekly point, but this was the last structural. I'm going to put this here so you guys can see. This is a weekly higher. This is a weekly higher high and a weekly higher low right here. All right. I want you guys to be able to see that. Now, let's go down to the daily. Doing great. How are you? Oh, you want me to, yeah, I made copies of them yesterday, but yeah, I can email them to you. So I have copies of them so you can, if you wanted to take them or you just want them emailed. Okay. You want me to, I got them in the car. I got them at Staples. I got them printed off and everything from Staples. So you want us to just email them to you or you want me to, you want to pick it up from the, okay. I want, cause I want her to, yeah, I'm going, yeah, I have a dentist appointment at 1:50. Yeah. Yeah. What time are you going? Okay. So I can email them to you. I'll email them to you and then I'll also I'll email them to you. But if you want the official ones, I have them. Yeah. So yeah, I'll email them to you. And then if you want the official ones, then because out of the emails ones, I want to get Loretta to sign them because she's the one that's been helping with everything. So yeah. Yeah, but I'll email them to you today. I'll email them to you. I'm on the. You are okay. Let me see if I have them on this phone. If I have them on this phone, I'll email it to you right now. I'm just on the exercise machine, but I'll get them right. I'll get them right over to you. All righty. All right. Thank you. Talk with you soon. Okay. Bye bye. Sorry about that, friends. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at our daily. That's where we left off at. So you guys can see on our daily, and I just told you all about making the what? The bullish flag. We've been going up, up, up on our daily. On our daily. Let's see where we are on our daily. This area right here, higher high. These two areas, see, this was our weekly support area. I'm going to look at this area right here and this area on our daily time. Okay. And then really this area made a higher high. And it made a higher higher. So this is going to be our daily support here. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line here that got broken. Let me see. All right. We're breaking this thing down. We're going to name it daily support. so you guys can see. I want you to be able to see what was happening. All right, it got broken, and then it got tested here. You guys see it got tested here, and then over here it got broken. All right, so I want you guys to see this is the difference between a what? A test and a break. So this was a daily support area, got tested here, but here it got broken. All right, this was a weekly support. Your higher highs on your higher time frames. Okay, you're looking to see what's happening. All right, and that was my monthly, my weekly, my daily, and I'm going to end off with my 4 hour. 4 hour is still kind of giving us those aerial views, but now it might start showing some street signs. Okay, maybe some houses in the area when you're still looking with your aerial shot from your drone with your establishing scene. So now we're getting a little bit more zoomed in with our 4 hour. Okay. 4 hour. And what we want to see is we see these areas got broken on our 4 hour. So this area got broken here. We were making 4 hour. Let's look at what happened. Let's see what the story is. 4 hour. We made higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows right here. And then we had made a higher high. So this was our last on our 4 hour. It got broken, retested, and I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Okay, so this was the break here on the 4 hour. Gonna go ahead and put that line dashed because this was our last higher low right here. Okay. I'm just doing this so you guys can see what I'm seeing as a visual. And we're clone that time frames. This is for you. Time frames, but we do look at them to make our analysis. All right. So this is our higher low. This is our higher high. This is on the 4 hour time frame. And market broke structure for the sale on the 4 hour. It came back up, retested this area where it broke, sold back down. Okay. It established this area as our established inner or our low. Okay, this is our inside high. Okay, then this area right here got broken as our internal high. It got broken, which made us think it wants to go up even higher. So it did that. So you guys see that. It went up there and retested those areas. And now, this was our internal low right here. And so now we're at 810. We broke that internal low, came back, retested it, and sold down. Okay. So now, oh my goodness, let's see where we're at, because this is all on the 4 hour. So now this was our lower low. This was our lower high. Okay. This is our lower low. This is our lower high. I'm going to go ahead and mark that up just so we can see it. Because we came down and put lower, high, so we can know where we're at. This is our lower high right here. So now we're going down the ladder. You guys see we were making lower lows, lower highs. This became our lower low right here. I'm going to clone it. And whenever you guys hear me say I'm cloning it, that just means I don't have to draw the circle again. I hit clone, and then the circle, the same circle pops up. Similar to if you hit clone or duplicate on your Canva, something like that. Then the only thing I'll do is just change the text to lower low. Okay. Is our structure now that we have. We just broke our lower high right here. It's up here again. All right. So that's where we're at on the 4 hour line, on the 4 hour. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the fib just so we can see what the fib was saying on that 4 hour for that initial break of structure. Okay. On the 4 hour. So let's see. Take this, draw this fib. And TP was for that. Oh, 41.11. So did we hit 41.11? Let's see, did we hit that? And we did hit that. You guys see P. So that TP has gotten hit. That TP got hit. Now the next TP is 36.89.90. If it's going to hit that, I don't know. But we did go back and get a deep retracement. So it looks like we could start to come back up here to retrace these and then, you know. But that TP did get hit. So we have hit this TP. This is negative 27. And I am going to put it on here so we can see it clearly. on the 4 hour. And then we're going to clone this line, and we're going to put our negative 61.8 on here so we can see what it looks like if we go back into a cell where it could possibly go at there, okay? All right, so this is what it's looking like on the 4 hour. Remember, this is still our aerial shot, okay? Still our aerial shot. We haven't got to see any faces yet, but we're getting ready to go down to the 1 hour. You can probably start to see some street signs. And when we get into the 15 minutes, you'll be walking in, getting the people's names, seeing faces clearly, and find out who the star of the show is. So that's basically how I look at marking up the charts, starting with our establishing scene, which direction have we been going, where are we going. Now we can see that we're in an uptrend for a buy, okay, broke, retested, and this continuing on up, okay? So that's where we're at with that. We already hit negative 27 TP on the sell, right? And our next zone is going to be up here. This is going to be another powerful zone that we're getting close to right here. All of this is a zone. And I'll go ahead and mark the zone up too, just so you guys can see it. The more you have that's telling the story, hopefully the better off you'll be, all right? I'll drag this zone over so you guys can see the effects of this zone. This zone is 4 hour, so making it yellow, all right? And that, all right, so let's go on down to the 1 hour. You guys see that? That was on our 4 hour. I think we did it pretty good. Let me look in the comments and see if we have any questions about anything that I marked up, any questions about any of that stuff. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything I marked. The gold live, this is MGC, okay, charts. And that's that. Hope you guys don't have any questions about that. I'm going to move on over to our 1 hour. So our 1 hour is when we're going to start seeing, some street signs, okay? We'll get to see that if it's a small town, if it's a big city, like if they have a Christmas tree in the middle of the downtown. We'll get to see some of the shops that people are going out of, the hardware stores. We'll get to kind of see some of the streets, okay? So this is our 1 hour. So let's just look at what's going on with our 1 hour. We know we're in an uptrend now because we broke structure. So we're in this downtrend, okay? We were in this downtrend. We came down. Okay. Oh, we're just getting an alert. It's crossing over. Let's go here and we're getting an alert. Huh. Look, look how you use guys see this. That's a buy signal, and we thought we were gonna get a sell. You guys see that? It's crossing our buy alert. Okay, let's see what we're getting. Are we gonna get? Are we gonna get a break of structure here? And that means that we're gonna stick with the higher time frame order flow, or are we gonna get a sell back down from here? So let's see. Remember, I said it could come back up here and test this area. So we want to see what's going to happen. This is our MYM, guys. This is our Dow Jones. So this is what we want to see. Are we going to get this? Is this going to be respected here? This is our high. Or are we going to get a sell back down? And this, my friends, is how I lose money, okay? This is exactly how I lose money because I'm seeing a sell. I know it's supposed to sell, but then it had the nerve to go all the way back up here. Do you guys understand? If you would have got in for a sell here and now it's breaking, this is why they say that market is a sneaky market, okay? So we want to see how this candle is going to close. If it closes above here, then that means that there's a possibility that the higher time frame market structure is going to be respected. If it does not close below here, because remember, this is still the 88%, and this is still the 100 low. It can come back up here and test it as many times as it wants before it drops, okay? So that's surprising, right? Don't be surprised. Just be glad you're not in a sell when it's buying. That's why we wait for our confirmations. All right, so we're taking it up to 3.5. We've been walking almost an hour. Been walking almost an hour, friends. All right. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and go back over to finish marking up our charts here on I want to finish marking up our charts on the 1 hour over here on MGC. So let's go ahead and finish marking them up. So one of the things they always used to say when I was learning to trade before, you got to look left to get right. All right. So let's see here. I'll put this here. It's going to be green. And this I just want it to be a regular line. This is what I have as the last. MYM crossing 48,160. Let's look back. You guys can see. Let's see if it's going to be able to maintain its I think it's just going to wick off myself and then sell back down, but I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look, okay? Look and see what it's going to do. If it holds above it, then we may be able to take buys from this break here to this high here, which is 228. So 228 from 109 to 228, that would give us about 100 point buy. Okay, let's see what we get. Short-term buy, but overall, the long-term move is to sell. Okay, and that's what they want to do. They want to get us caught up. So back over here to M and Q, guys. Let's finish MGC. Okay. I put higher low, I meant lower high. This is our lower high. Because we were making a downtrend. This is making our lower low. Everything else in the middle is what? Consolidation. Else in the middle is consolidation. Alrighty, so what's been happening on this 1 hour time frame is that we have internal high. We broke it, got another high, retest, continuation, okay. Which then we broke our higher low, our lower high, retest, okay. And now we have another high. So this becomes our higher high, This becomes our all righty. Now we're going to go on down to where we can start to see some faces. Let's draw a trend line first. This is our 1 hour. We can see street names. We can see businesses. That kind of stuff here. We see the markets going up. All right. Let's go on down to the 15-minute. And what else I'll draw here? One more thing I'm going to draw, guys, is I'm going to draw the zone so that I can make sure I don't miss it. Make sure that whole area is so we can see it, okay? Faces, we're going to get names of people. We'll see the bellman, get his name, and we'll find out who our star of the show is here. When we come down to our 15-minute time frame. So our 15-minute time frame, we definitely see that we had a beautiful push up, right? What is that called? A bullish what? Flag. And what is this here? This is the pole of the flag, okay? So this is the last thing that I see. So I'm going to go ahead and draw up we had a higher high, a higher low, then we had another higher high, then we had a higher low, and then we had another higher high. So this is what I'm drawing up. You guys tell me what you see. All right. Let's see what we're getting here. Let's take a look at M and Q. See if we're getting, we got that push up. They are not playing, guys. They are not playing. You see this? So came down here, tested that area, did not break. This could possibly be a better trade than the other. So let's see if we are going to get a break and close above this area. This will give us a few more points than the other one will. So let's see what that's showing. Let's also go back over here and take a look at mini Dow. Mini Dow is showing us a lot of bullish. Let's see, is it going to break through this zone before we make any moves? Okay, right now we see bullish. Let's, or is it going to fizzle out? Now, one thing you can do is look at your divergence, your momentum. Now you can see right here, this was where our momentum was when we were here at this height. We're about right here. And now we're a little bit above it. So we'll see if this is going to break through and go by higher time frame structure, or if it's going to. Okay. M and Q. Now they're both beeping. They're both beeping, y'all. That is too hilarious. So I'm on 415 calories. Okay. We've been on here 73 minutes. I feel a little glisten under my hat. Okay. A little sweaty sweat. Got to pump it up, pump it up. We're almost finished marking up gold. That'll give us 3 opportunities to trade 3 different things if we have them marked up accurately. $420 calories. Okay, let's see what we're getting here. We'll come back in about 8 minutes and see where we're at. All right, back over to MGC. All right, so this is what I have. Higher high. Yeah. Support. Okay. That fib completed on that 15-minute. Then we had, so this sell fib actually completed on that 15-minute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark R. This is another support. And all I'm doing, guys, is marking off my support and resistance so I can see it on the 15-minute time frame. I just drew my fib. Okay, I just drew my fib so I could see my fib that got completed here. And now I'm about to draw my last highs and lows. This is my low. This is like an equal low right here. So this is going to be my last lower high right here. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got about 20 more minutes. No, yeah, 20 more minutes on. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So this is our last lower high here. I will. Last lower high. And then this is our last lower low right here. And this is where we're starting to see who's the star of the show. Is the buy the star of the show or the sell? So we can say it's Brian the star of the show or Sarah the sell. So let's see who's going to be our star of the show. Who's the whole movie going to be about? All right. Hit clone. Okay. And this is going to be our lower low. So this shows you guys where we're at here. Then we had our break of structure right here because we got broken. So I'm going to take our support. I'm going to hit clone and retest it on our 15-minute. And now we're getting that continuation. All right, so let's see this as a dash. And we're going to change it from support to break of structure. Break of structure, 15 minutes. All right. So there's that structure. This now becomes our last what? Lower. Our last higher low right here. That's low. There we have it. This is where we are at in price right now on gold. Looking for a buy up, and I'll draw our fib from point A to point B. Why did I draw it? I draw it from the low to after we broke structure because we broke that lower high. Okay, so now this is our negative 27 is at the 825. So after we get to 825, we'll kind of look to see if we get any type of retracement back down. Maybe we'll come here or this level here, or even down to this level to see if we can get that, if we're going to get that push up to the 854. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. Higher, low. Okay. This is our last higher low on our way back up. It's the people's faces. You can know which direction we're going. We're going in an upward trend here. All right, now I'm going to get back over here to M&Q. And you guys see we got that beautiful push up. Okay. We want to see if we're going to get a push back down. and see if we're going to be able to take advantage of this short-term buy. Okay, that could turn into a long-term buy. I don't know. And you guys see this M and Q? Oh no, y'all can't see it. Let me share it. This is where we're at on the mini NASDAQ. We're getting a buy signal. Okay, getting that buy signal for some type of retracement back down so we can get the buy back up. Beautiful move there. Hope you guys can see that. Y'all seeing that? And then this is what we're looking like on MYM. It looks like it actually broke out of our sell. So it looks like we're looking for buys there as well. All right. So this is where we're at, guys, on the 15-minute. We got very bullish break up, break down. We did not break this lower low here on our higher time frame. So the market's still respecting the buy. Okay. Market is still respecting this buy. On our higher time frame. Okay. That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. Beautiful. Some type of retracement. And then we will look for a buy entry. Guys, Dow Jones, we're looking for a buy. All right. Then we have our mini NASDAQ looking for the same thing. Okay. So what I do, I'm ready to box it up. Boxing it up, friends. Boxing it up. And if we come back down here to this break at 154, I'll put an alert there, and that's where I want the market to retrace to, so that I can look for some type of buy up to the 268. All right. Same thing. Let's see. Now, on our 4-hour, remember we talked about we have that weekly break of structure at the 553. Okay. So this is our mini Dow. We're going to see if we come down here and see what we get over here. Okay, let's see how much 4.5 miles, 524 calories. How many speed on up? Now we're going to go 4.5. I don't know how much longer I have. I hope I have enough. Oh, I got 10 more minutes. Okay, so we're going to push it. $259 to $404. That's where it's kind of what we have on this buy. Okay. We got $259. To 404. All right. So let's see what we can get. We got 10 minutes left this morning. I hope you guys have learned something. We marked up our complete chart for gold. Gold's about to hit TP1. Oh, it just hit it. Gold just hit TP1 at the negative 27. All right. So we have our higher low marked up to see if we're going to get that, if we're going to get a breakup structure or a test of structure for the retracement. And then we'll be looking to see what gold is going to do. So we do have our charts marked up. We're in good position, guys, because we have the three main pairs that we trade marked up. Okay. So good week so far. We haven't taken any trades today, but we see what the market is doing clearly. Here's our gold on gold. Gold just hit TP. We haven't taken any trades yet, but we have everything marked up. So we will be able to see everything clearly as we move forward for next week. All right. So you guys see gold. You guys see the mini NASDAQ. And what we're waiting on for these down so we can take a buy up. All right. Just want to see this on the 4 hour. You guys can see we're in another zone actually right here. So we're actually, it's a really weird place. You guys can see the sweaty sweat drip, drip, drip in. Okay, so this is where we're at. This is a zone here too. So we just have to be mindful of that. That it's not going to come up here and then just sell right back down. Okay. That's what it's looking like on the 4 hour. All right. So we got through one zone. Now we're at another. So we got to see what kind of reaction we're going to get from there. And I'm going to look at the same thing on the mini. Okay. All right. Got to make sure we pay attention to these zones, because you can lose money just because you're not paying attention to detail. Okay. This is NASDAQ. Let's do the same thing for our 4 hour here on YM. Okay. Let's do our same thing that we did. For hour. So we can see this was mark this up here. Yeah. Okay, you guys see that? Hour zone. Touch up, 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 up. This push down. Okay. All right, guys, we are 5.2 miles, 601 calories, 602. Good workout. $605 calories, 4.5 speed. We've been on here for 99 minutes, guys. Almost 100 minutes. Our workout's almost done. We found 5.3 miles, 5.3 calories. Yeah, 4.5 speed. Our workout's almost done. It stops right at 100 minutes, the walking pad. It's a great way to be able to get something accomplished for your health and your finances all in one swoop, okay? All right, so workout is complete. We're waiting for a buy entry here on our Dow Jones. We had our devotions today, straight from our meditation journal, appreciating God's sunrises and sunsets. And this week we have been talking about, we started off with pleasing God, prospering in God, praising God, and then today we talked about having faith in God. Our scripture for today is Mark 11:24. Therefore, I say to you, when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. Okay, that was our scripture for today. I'm actually sweating a little workout more than I thought I would get. Okay, so actually really enjoy walking on it every day. It's great for me. Able to walk, we're able to pray in the morning. We're actually live here on YouTube right now, and we're able to do our trading. So we're just really meeting all those, checking off all checked off in the morning time. Of course, I gave Gaby some breakfast. So yeah, he's been downstairs eating and running around playing his music. But yeah, this is the way we start our day. And now I'm getting ready to get dressed, go to school, do some school business, and then have a dentist appointment. And mommy has cardiology. So we are on our way. You guys have a all right, guys. So this has pretty much been a great day. We haven't taken any trades. We didn't win any money. We didn't lose any money. So it's been a great, great day. I'm going to keep my alerts set, and that way I'll be able to see when the market comes back down. What I'll be looking for is retracements back down and some buy positions to take us on up to that area where we broke structure at. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking for on both charts, MNQ and the mini Dow Jones. However, what I want you guys to be careful of is remember that there are those 4-hour zones above there. So be careful of that. And when you're taking your trades, because sometimes I say when you're trading into those 4-hour zones, it's like buying into a brick wall, and you don't want to do that. So you have to be real careful around those structural points. But hope you guys have had a great day. I'm Staar Fields. You've been doing what? Trading with the stars. And we pray that we will see you again tomorrow at 9:30. We'll be on and we'll see what the market gives us on tomorrow. Okay. Have a blessed day, friends. Bye.